What's up YouTube? Today we'll be ranking 8 of the most common calisthenics equipment. A little disclaimer before the video actually starts, guys. Calisthenics equipment is completely individually, okay? If you like doing dips in your workouts, then dip bars is all you need. If you like doing handstands on parallettes, then parallettes are great for you. For me personally, you know me guys, I'm Eliausa. I just do my handstand and my handstand push-ups on the floor. Lemon through the freezer, hey, yeah! So therefore, parallettes wouldn't be S tier, they would be D tier.
Okay, that's a little.
That's just a little disclaimer, guys. And I look like a beast right now. What is the most common equipment in calisthenics? It is a Doorframe Pull Up Bar. Okay, I think everybody has it. It is pretty cheap. I'm not going to lie. It costs about around $30 or 30 euros, what you like to call it. One problem this bad boy right here got, they really expect that every door frame in the whole entire world is 20 centimeters wide. My door frame is a bit smaller, so it's not really a 90-degree hold, it's a bit less. Also, one thing that I noticed is the neutral grip right here actually limits your range of motion. Because if you go up, these little guys block your way. Yo, what the heck? I mean, because of them, I can't do chest to bar pull-ups. It's not that I can do chest to bar pull-ups, but if I could do them, then these little guys block it. So it's pretty stable. I mean, like, they also claim it is a push-up bar, so a bit like Paralletts. If you want to do push-ups on a banana, go for it, but I wouldn't really recommend it. If you want to have all the benefits, then just don't do push-ups anymore, okay? You will just break it, okay? Yeah, it can get a bit trickier for more harder skills like the skin cat or the back lever. If you have a partner or safety regulations, then it should be fine. Yeah, for me personally at the moment, I don't really use it that much. I just spam some pull-ups for the warm-up or some scapular pull-ups for the warm-ups. That's really it. But yeah, it also depends on your level. It was very necessary for me back then. Like 2 years ago, I just used them a lot. I think I trained with the Doorframe Pull Up Bar for about 3 hours every day maybe. Yeah. So right now they get to B tier. I think it's a pretty good spot there. But if you talk about 2 years ago, then there would be S tier. Okay, S tier. Second calisthenics equipment, Paralletts. Oh shit. I think Paralletts are the #1 rated calisthenics equipment in the whole world. I think like every calisthenics athlete thinks that Paralletts are the best. For me personally, as I said, I don't really train with Paralletts that much. I bought them to get a feeling of how Paralletts feel like, or just to be better at handstands. That was my belief back then. But yeah, they are pretty good if you have like wrist pain or if you have balance issues in handstands. So you can really balance actually. It's a bit easier to balance, but it also takes a lot of time to get used to Paralletts. But especially in combos or if you do like competition, then Paralletts are super great. But again, they cost around $60 or 60 euros. And I just use them for 2 months. 2 months. As I said, I don't really train on Paralletts that much. So therefore, Paralletts get into D. Yeah, it's a bit sad. I think Paralletts are so great. Really so nice, okay? But again, it's just, I don't really train with Paralletts. I do all my stuff on the floor and that's just the thing. Well, my opinion is one of the best time to buy Paralletts is at the beginning of a training, okay? If you really start with calisthenics, then buy straight away Paralletts. Paralletts, get used to them, okay? The more experience you got the Paralletts, the better you will get and the more beneficial Paralletts will be on you. In my 2.5 years calisthenics experience, I trained 2 years without Paralletts and then 5 months with Paralletts. So therefore, I got 2 years of handstand on the floor experience and therefore I was so much stronger at handstand push-ups on the floor. Why should I be good at Paralletts when I just can stick to the floor, okay? And that's just my point, so they get D tier for me. Yeah, it's the lowest, I know, but for 60 money, it is pretty expensive, okay? And I didn't really use them that much. The third calisthenics equipment is Daniel Christoph. Daniel Christoph, S tier. S tier. Straight away. I don't want to say anything. I don't need to say anything. Straight away S tier. I'm talking about these little guys here. Limited edition wrist wraps, Daniel Christoph edition. That's his Chidori planche that he made up, I think, or he created. And these bad boys, bro, these bad boys get S++ tier, okay? I think they are the number one, okay? There isn't any better calisthenics equipment than these guys right here, than the wrist straps, okay? This video is not sponsored, but I will be linking every item, every calisthenics equipment in the description down below. These Gonation wrist straps cost, I think, about $11 or 11 euros, 11 money. I'll put it right here. And why do I think it? And why do I think they are so great? 1 year ago, I really started to focus on handstand. I really wanted to be good at handstand push-ups, at one-arm handstand. That was my goal. That was one of my biggest goals to the time, okay, at the time. And one thing that really triggered me, or one thing that I noticed, is my wrists, okay? I mean like really doing handstands over and over again, maybe like put a lot of pressure on your wrists, okay? So I had to use a solution. I had to search for a solution. And I came across many variations of wrist straps, wrist bands, and everything like that. And I tried it, but it didn't fit me. So I had to search for another solution. And last year, before the summer break, Gonation released the Daniel Christoph limited edition wrist straps, okay? And I knew that is the answer. They're really, really great for pull and push. I use them in both. I use them for my back lever combos. I use them for my one-arm handstands. I use them for my handstand push-ups. And I think those are very, very great. They put constant pressure on your wrists, which is very, very helpful, okay, and very, very nice to prevent injuries and other things. And second thing, which is the most important, they don't limit the range of motion, okay? Because there are wrist straps out there that are so tightened up that you can't even move your wrists. What is that? So you can still move your hand perfectly, and because of the pressure they put on, it is very, very nice to prevent injuries. Why do I say that? Do I have any knowledge about it? Yes, I do. Because of those bad boys right here. Gonation wrist straps, okay? So it's a strap that you put on, okay? It's like this Gonation. It's colored red wine, I think. I don't know. And you just put it on there, you know what I mean? And that's really just the thing. The problem with these bad boys is, first of all, they cost, I think, 2 times the price of that one. But the main problem is it limits your range of motion so hard. I don't know why. It's, again, personal preference. It depends on your wrist level. It depends on your size of your wrists. But for me, if I have these on, I can't move my hand. In handstands, I can't move it. I can't move it anywhere, okay? So it limits the range of motion really much in handstands or in like movements that are performed on the ground. And one thing that also really triggered me is they constantly lose their pressure, okay? So it's not the constant pressure that you have. You put them on, okay? After 3 minutes, they just fall off, okay? This little thing right here, this, what is it called? The strap, or this strap just get loose, okay? It just loosen up, you know? You tied it up, okay? And then it just, you know what I mean? So therefore, it gets C tier. I mean, it's a bit sad, I know it, but I used it pretty much, and I think I also achieved many skills on them. I think I achieved my first handstand push-ups on them, so they are pretty nostalgic, okay? I love them. Again, I love every equipment that I have, just because I say it's S tier. Maybe in one year, the Paralletts get S tier, you know what I mean? It really depends. But for me, at the time, I don't use them at all. They were pretty expensive. The color just went, I don't know, I mean, it was white. This was white, now it's black. I think it switched colors. Yeah, so these bad boys get into C tier. What is the calisthenics equipment that is also in S tier? You guessed right, resistance bands. I think it is, of course, number 1, okay? I don't think they're better than the Daniel Christoph limited edition Gonation wrist straps, but they are also S tier for sure. For sure. I also have a 15 kg resistance band right there and a 35. But I just use these two to show what I mean with resistance band. Okay, package arrived. I just went outside and grabbed it, and yeah. And let's continue with the video, guys. You can do so many warm-up variations on resistance bands. I think they are so nice for that. I don't really use them to support me, like an exercise like front lever, or some people use it in planches just to take some weight off. I just use them in warm-ups, but in warm-ups they are essential, okay? I couldn't really replace them with anything. They are unreplaceable. And I would say that everybody should have resistance bands. You don't need to have like 35, 15, 20, but to have also other resistance bands, it's not bad. One huge downside is they can snap. They can break easily. I think like I had 2 of these little guys here, 2 of these 5 kilo resistance bands, and 2 of them broke. 2 of them just snapped. I think the blue one, this little guy right here, 5 kilo resistance band, cost about 9 euros. The more resistance you get, the higher the price will be. So a 35 kg resistance band costs about 20 or 25 euros. You know what I mean? But S tier for sure. Before we get to the big chunky static bar, we first do
weight cuffs.
What is their name? I think in German they are Gewichtsmanschetten, but we just call it weighted vest. Okay, weighted vest. Yeah, that's a clean name. These were actually one of the first calisthenics equipment that I actually bought, okay? I think that I bought them 2 years ago, or my brother bought them 2 years ago. I mean, what can you use them for, okay? You can use them for pull-ups and push-ups. Or not really push-ups, but I just use them for pull-ups, okay? There are some other elite athletes that use them for front lever and planches. I can't do that. I just use them for pull-ups, for normal, regular pull-ups. And what can I say? They aren't really bad. I mean, I don't really think they are used for pull-ups, but I just use them because I had no other way of using them. I mean, a weighted vest is so much better than that, especially in calisthenics, upper body calisthenics. They aren't really used that much, or you can't really use them for upper body calisthenics. So I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. It is a bit worse than Paralletts because in comparison to Paralletts, I use Paralletts more often than these little boys right here.
Weight cuffs.
Whoa, I bought it, I think like 4 months ago. What can I say? They are very, very good for static. It's a static bar, so what can you expect, guys? This bad boy costs 150, so it is very expensive. We don't lie here, okay? It is very expensive, but for the amount of time I used it and how much I use them, it is really worth it, okay? You know me, guys, I'm Eliauser, I'm handstand push-up pro, I'm back lever pro. If you do like back lever, if you do like combos, if you love combos, and it's winter and you don't have a gym membership, then go for it, okay? If you have no skills experience, then start with something else, okay, guys? But if you can do like muscle ups, if you can do back levers, if you can do typewriter pull-ups, then this is the right option. The static bar goes into high A tier. For me personally, I'm again also not the best. I can't do planche, I can't do front lever, I just do my back levers, I just do one-arm handstands. So there are really moments where I don't really use the static bar that much, but I'm progressing every day. So the static bar gets more important day after day. Now the last calisthenics equipment, or I don't really think it is a calisthenics equipment, but it is a calisthenics equipment. Yeah, that made no sense at all, is a mat. I think this mat right here costs, I think $30. It is from Adidas. You know, Adidas, I don't know the English name, guys. Yeah, and it is pretty useful, especially in warm-ups. I use it a lot for like wrist warm-ups where you are on your knees. You don't get much pressure on your knees. Exercises you do on your body, exercises you do on your belly, exercises you do on the back. It is pretty comfortable. I'm not going to lie, okay? It's like a mat for the ground. It's like a bed, you know? It's like a bed. We just lie on, do your workouts, hear some music, and it's just a feeling. How to get abs under 5 minutes, everybody knows it, everybody loves it, every beginner does it, and yeah, therefore, why don't you buy a mat? It is very helpful. It is not really calisthenics, so if you talk about handstands, handstand push-ups, it is more of a beginner fitness journey, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put it in low A tier, okay? So again, if you are a higher level of calisthenics, if you do like more skills focused, then it could be a safety regulation, but you don't need to, okay? For a beginner, it is S tier, like the wrist straps or the resistance bands, but we talk about my strength level. So yeah, therefore it goes into B tier, into low 80. Leave a like and a comment down below, guys, much appreciated. I would say that's it with the video. And yeah, have a nice day, guys, and subscribe to the channel. See you.
But mama, I'm in love.